Time for confrontation is right.
It is right.
My fear, sir, is the hoodlum. My fear is the Nigerian police. Do you understand, sir? When you go to the streets, even when you have their permission, at a point in time, you see them coming out with live bullets in Nigeria. How do you phantom that?
Naturally, if you have people really, who really know what they are doing as in government, I don't think they should allow this protest.
They should not allow it.
Strike, the protest, the strike, and etc.
You saying that they should do everything possible to avert
if they know what they are doing, because Nigeria, the situation now is so tense that you do not even allow anything like protests. We had causes to have gone on the streets. The chairman of Osbc Society in the person of Alhaji Wahid Lawal will tell you that the situation is currently tense, that if you attempt anything, it will be hijacked. We try being part of the NSAS program when at the point we got there, and what we saw on ground, we could not even wait to.
So you are advising the government to do everything humanly possible.
I know they will not relent. They must do everything humanly possible to put an end to the scarcity of notes in the country.
The fuel matter is there.
But I know I
bought fuel for 250 yesterday.
The chairman, the CBN governor already went to press to announce that people can now, the POS, one can now pick up 40,000 instead of the initial 20,000.
Are those currency available with the POS?
Are they available? So
are they available? That's the question.
I think a serious government will not allow.
If I see that now to calculate how much money I've wasted in the last 4 or 5 months, you need 5,000, you pay 6,000. You need 3,000, you'll be given 2,000 naira.
Sure.
And in the name of taking commission, and when you go and buy fuel, like yesterday, I bought fuel somewhere, the lady said, oh, we're going to put 100 naira on top. Charges. And I told the lady, are you not the owner of the POS machine? He said, no, we are not. And these are the things. You pay charges on things that are not normal. And you feel Nigerians are happy with you.
So because of the situation is so tense now that people may want to take laws into their hands and do anything. And that is why I urge them, those in the government, to
do everything possible
up their sleeves and make sure this is stemmed. If you allow it to take place, we will all be, maybe we will live to
tell the story.
To tell the story of what will happen if that thing is allowed to take place.
Now that the strike is just around the corner and we are discussing it, you are warning. How do we go about all this matter in Nigeria is the problem. You said, okay, go online, go and do this, go and do that. When you want to make payment online, you do it, the network is bad.
We don't even have what it takes to go into that cashless policy thing now. Except
Can you say that again?
We do not have what it takes to go into a cashless policy program activity in Nigeria now. Except maybe the government does not know. I know some of the people are engaged that do not know what they are doing. Otherwise, before you try this kind of a thing, you must make sure the network has no issue. Because I know the man was tilting towards the cashless policy thing and etc. But it's unfortunately, it is not what we are prepared.
If you read any script about cashless policy, you will see it's a good script. But I think before you say, okay, we're going to eat in this house 7 p.m. Nobody eats anything past 7. If a father is coming up with such a policy, will the food be ready before 7?
Yes, everything must be on ground before.
The woman or the daughters that will do the cooking, do they have the ingredients to prepare the meal before 7?
I don't know. I don't know if the CBN governor allows his team to contribute to, the current Naira designing in Brooklyn. I don't know. I'm not sure, because you formulate a policy, you implement a policy, and then you now I mean, you want to see how you evaluate that policy. Even at your formulation stage, what were the contributions? Yes, I remember when the first time we muted the idea of Naira designing, the financial minister came out, the finance minister came out to say that, no,
they don't know anything about it.
Later, Mr. President came in to also say that, yes, we are going ahead with it and etc. And at that formulation stage, who were invited? Does it when you have a finance minister, and you have a CBN governor, they both work on finances. There is a minister of trade and investment, and
yes,
all these
minister of communication.
They are supposed to be brought onto the table. Let us discuss. We want to formulate a policy. How do you what are your contributions? How do you think this thing can work? Then we now look at the implementation stage. We are at the implementation stage, and that Nigerians are not benefiting anything from it. Rather, it is hardship upon hardship. So how do you now look at the activities that we have implemented, and you cannot evaluate because the implementation stage itself is not generating about. So the moment that thing cannot fly, why don't we retreat? It's not compulsory. I don't know there's nothing special about the new Naira note we are bringing in. I mean, compared to what we had before. And so I just want to beg, please, Nigeria currently is under a very tense situation. The ordinary person on the street is not happy. I don't know how I know the people in government do not feel anything. They have their money and everything flies for them. Like I said somewhere, if the government functionary in Osun wants money, they will get money.
No,
all they need is just to call the bank manager. If you are I jokingly said it somewhere that if you are saying, let's assume that Shwaibu Ahmed Tinubu is your target, is it possible for him to call any manager, any of the bank executives that bring such amount to
it's not him calling now.
They will bring it.
Like if CBN released 20 million to any commercial bank, and Asiwaju has a stake there, sir, I know for sure the manager of that bank will call him, sir, we just received 20 billion, and how much of this do you want? So because the money they use in running their affairs there come from these people. So definitely, we'll just keep 10 for us, myself and my friends, and the remaining will go to the public.
And so you have just made a policy that it is just about the ordinary person on the street, those of us who do not have what it takes. Because I cannot just go to a bank manager and start asking him, he asked me how much you have.
Let me tell you one thing, sir.
You can move your account if you
I was somewhere and we said, okay, let's take some wraps of pounded yam. And we asked, he said, I'm a Gunyomo. Money, what happened? The woman said, we've not been able to buy yam because the farmers do not receive transfer.
They don't have bank account.
Now, some do not receive transfer because they want to carry their cash. Some do not even have bank accounts.
They don't know what it means to have.
So how do we just oppose all this together?
We are not right for the kind of level they try to push up to. We are not right. Nigeria is not right for it. And our government, people should be serious about the business of governance. It is not about I want to do what I like. It's about I want to do what the people want. And the moment you are not meeting up with what the people want, then you are a failure. In Senate climes, people like Chief Emefiele would have excused themselves from that office because they failed. A policy you bring out that nobody is singing, nobody even see anything in it. You are not even using this mentality of the financial policy itself. How can you just ask people, take your money to the bank? I've not had it happen anywhere.
Take your money to the bank and you cannot take more than this at a point in time. My money, the money I worked for.
I don't know where that happens except in Nigeria. And unfortunately, Nigeria is too big for such. And that is why, the kind of brains we have in some of the section of governance in Nigeria are not brains that can even operate in the local.
Now, you people
it is the who know who, the party saying, no matter how brilliant you are, the moment you don't have somebody that will roll you into the place, you remain where you are. And so we need to start. That's why some of us gave in to Asiwaju from the beginning, because we saw what he did and the people he worked with in Lagos and where they are today. Almost everybody Tinubu engaged is something somewhere. Almost everybody. Okay. It's either you are a governor somewhere, a minister somewhere, a DG somewhere, and etc. And so I want to believe that you will be able to
do more of this.
Yes, by getting into the office of presidency, you would have a crack team that will bring Nigeria to.
Now I want to look at the civil society, because you said something that government should do everything humanly possible to avert this impending strike.
Sure.
Now, what are you doing, or what will you do to join hands with the government to avert it?
One of the things that we can do is what I'm doing now.
Okay.
And because we want to avoid the street for now, because of the tense situation of the country, we want to avoid the street. Some of our members would also be in other media houses, and the highest we can do is to start educating people on the radio and etc. Because the street is just a no-go area for now. People are not happy, and it is not everybody that is educated about the street. Some people believe that the moment you hit the street, it's about destruction and etc.
Start destroying things.
Now, in about a week, I had a musician saying that, who knows nothing about the street, say that, Sanwo-Olu was not elected, he was selected. I said, who is this person? I said, it's Faz, or what do they call him? I said, who is this? It's not about this. It's not about the NSAS thing. Just brought some of you who do not even know what it takes to be on the street, and you now see yourself as voices and etc. And these individuals are causing a lot of problems for us. And until such a time that people really, in Osun State, for example, Alhaji Waheed Lawal is our chairman. That's a man who has stated everything, gone to prison, everything, just because he has to fight.
You started by saying some people do not know what it takes to occupy the street.
Yes, some people see it as a place where you can do a jamboree and destroy. That's what I'm saying now, that it is not a place where you destroy. You don't destroy. The human rights defender will always want things people in a very high comfort zone. Not because if you go on the street, for example, now, and you break a government vehicles and etc.
The government will buy another one.
They will buy another one. With your money. And the money that ought to be used for something better would be taken back to.
I watched a protest somewhere.
And so the street is a place where you are trained to be on the street. Okay. It's not just a place where anybody will just enter. Because I had an opportunity and they saw me as a musician and they allowed me to speak, and now I'm a voice. You are not a voice. It's that you go. It's a training. We have been in this since our school days, secondary school, university days, and etc. And so it's not a process. It's not something about let me just get into the studio and sing, and tomorrow they say, oh, it's a star. It's not about it. No. You have to just go through the process.
It's a process.
It is a process. It's not about. I did not at the school in Osun, for example.
Okay.
But because I have gone through that, I know those to move with because that is our line.
Okay.
So such people should tarry. If they want to know anything about this, let them also learn. It's not about because they know my face. It's about what do you know, what do they do there, what are those things that are done, what are those things that are expected as, an activist, a comrade, what are those things that are expected of him? Is it that person who always want things for himself, or is that person that discuss fight because of the people? And so that is so for people. For me,
it's more than
it's just more than ordinary.
Are you now recommending that we start teaching people? We start talking about the meaning of occupying the street. Like somewhere I watched a protest. It's like you going to the House of Assembly. When you get there, you just sit down. You block everywhere. People just.
Sure, that's the way. I remember my days in school. I remember we went to the governor's office then. I remember I just asked the students. We just sat down. Now we're singing and dancing. Nobody was going out and nobody was coming in until the military administrator then came to address us. And as soon as he addressed us, I also addressed my colleagues. and we got into our vehicles and we went back.
So
and we gave him ultimatum
okay.
of the promises he made. And if all those...
so people are getting ready their cutlasses and oaths now.
Of course.
They are getting ready their axes. Now, this is not what we are saying. Nigerians, okay, the man here is preaching that you don't just go to the street to occupy the street for its sake.
For destructions.
Don't go to the street to destroy. Because if at the end of the day this strike will come, we are not saying, oh, you should not go. But what we are saying is, if you go, don't destroy public utilities. Of course. Please say this again.
So you want to be a part of the, if there's any protest you want to be part of it, have it at the back of your mind that you are not going there to destroy. Because even if you destroy a privately owned property, know that your property will be destroyed too. No matter how long it takes you. Whatever you do unto others, it shall be done unto you. The Mark chapter 12 verse 36 said that ye shall love thy neighbor like thyself.
That's understood.
And the Quran, the hadith of Rasulullah say, La yuman ahadukum atahi balahima binafsin. Said we cannot say this person is good except that person whom what he wishes himself is what he wishes others. So if you don't want your properties destroyed, do not at any material point in time destroy other people's properties. So let me round up by saying Ramadan Kareem to our Muslim brothers. And we pray that Allah sees
and finally talk to the people in power
and experience more of it on earth.
Okay.
Those of you in power is ephemeral. You will not be there forever. Some people were there yesterday, they did their bit, and today we remember them for what they did. You are there today. Do whatever you want to do positively so that people will continue to discuss you positively. If you do it negatively, do not forget we are where we are and we remain where we are. If you are borrowing from my mentor, Professor Yemi Oshibaju, he said we are where we are because we have to be where we want to be. So let us just continue to be good people, good citizens, and individuals that have the fear of God in whatever we do.
Okay. Thank you very much. To our viewers there, you've listened and listened very well. And what we are saying is, if this strike must come, we must do it with decorum. Like one of my friends here would say, let's apply decorum. And to labor leaders, please take permits where it is necessary and make sure that all things are done not to destroy public property. To people in government, you have been told that we can avert this by bringing cash to the people. Okay, we need money. Yes. Thank you for coming, sir. It's my pleasure having you. And please enjoy your weekend. To our viewers out there, stay tuned. AM Cafe continues after now.